mentioned, E6, they have some momentum building off of that CTF win, but as I say that, all 4 of them die as Rise Nation, they take a good control over this first hard point.
See, Curse of the Caster is still a very real thing. We join in, we get to watch Gunless get a 3-piece, and instantly Rise Nation take control of that first hill. But for E6 now, the more important part here is going to be the fight for those spawns, and you see one player still alive. It's going to be General. He gets collapsed on Gunless, and Looney set up the pinch almost perfectly there. And with Gunless on a 5 streak, Looney on a 4 streak, you have to worry here. If you're E6, you cannot feed them streaks.
Yeah, I think also if you're on E6, you have to rely a lot on your assault rifle players on this map. And if you look at Rise Nation, well, I feel like anybody on this team could take out an assault rifle and just shred with it. And speaking of this, Gunless, he's got streaks already to use. Looney's got streaks already to use. This is not a great start by any means for Enigma 6. They have to turn around ASAP because with these streaks, Rise Nation can start to snowball the game out of reach.
And Looney just very, very smartly there, just edges a little closer towards that hill, just in case he does need to go for a trade. Won't be able to find the assist. The kill gives him full streaks. Dashy jumps out again. Didn't necessarily have to do that, but fully streaked out Looney. A fully streaked out Gunless. Let's be honest, this is the worst possible start Enigma 6 could have asked.
I mean, look, if you're having trouble against the opponent's assault rifles on a map like Gibraltar, fortunately he does secure that kill, you have to bring out smoke grenades. You have to cut off the lines of sight and make the AR players feel uncomfortable when they're setting up in positions. That allows your sub players to get more engagements as they could close the gap against the positioned AR guys. But as we're starting to move, Rise Nation, they could just fight head on to this hardpoint because they have so many streaks to use.
Exactly that. This is the problem for E6, right? You can rotate early now if you want, but guess what? Rise have 6 streaks that they can use, and what a shocker. We're going to see some here as the hill rotates over to its 3rd position here on Gibraltar. TJ doesn't need to get turned on there. General's had a couple of moments where it looks as if he's about to make a filthy, filthy play, but sadly doesn't matter about those individual plays. What matters is that score on the board, 87 and growing for Rise Nation, and that's a prime example of what we're talking about, right, Revan? You can rotate early for E6, but Rise have streaks. As soon as they get 1, 2,
they're just getting mowed down.
This is brutal.
Yeah. Look, bring out some smokes, like I keep saying, cut off these lines of sight. Give yourself some covers. Now Rise Nation, they hit that 100-point mark, and you already have TJ playing for rotation as we move over to the second hard point. But as long as they control the cave side here, they could streak out the other side and easily break once again. Yeah, very good point. And you know, for Rise, they can almost be, quote, unquote, lazy if they want to. They can rotate later. They have so much utility in those streaks, and expect to see another one come through off rotation. It looks as if it will be. It's a fighter pilot from Methods. He's managed to get himself some as well. So this is pretty brutal here for E6. Gonna be honest, 17 points is all they've been able to amount as the first rotation of hills has almost come to an end. Looney only has 1 death. He's died 1 time, and he's got 9 kills in a row as Rise Nation now up by roughly 100 points. Glide Bomb now going to get called in. Spots the players inside the hard point. Goes for last player on the map. Everything going right for Rise Nation. They're chaining kills together. They're breaking as a team, and it's all because of that great start they had on the first hard point. Is once again, Enigma 6, they spawn up, they push out, they die. They spawn up, they push out, they die. Nothing new. They haven't changed anything.
And in these situations, it's very easy to say, you know, E6 not playing well, but you have to give credit to Rise Nation, to your point. From the very beginning, the very first hill, we join the game. Gunless picks up a triple. They get streaks. Him, Looney, Methods get streaks as well. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a flawless Gibraltar performance coming out of Rise Nation.
I mean, if I'm E6, just looking at the lineup, especially going up against Rise Nation, I feel like your AR players are just a little bit weaker. I mean, once again, even though Dashy had that great CTF game, 4 and 10 here, I mean, granted, nobody really playing last the best, but you got to have somebody who could hang with the top ARs, and they're just not hanging with Rise Nation. So looking ahead in the tournament, if you're matched up against E6, you got to figure that, you know, maybe they're going to be looking to ban Gibraltar, so you could play around with the vetoes there and try to take advantage of E6.
Completely agree. This going from bad to worse if you're an E6 fan, sadly. 174 and growing again. Rise still with streaks to use. Of course, I'm curious to see if Gunless or Methods still have streaks. I know Methods just jumped in the hill. Gunless still has all of the streaks, so that's just not good news at all.
Looney's about to get more.
Has 1. Yep, you're right. Looney's on a 6 streak. He's about to get a fight a pilot. Oh my goodness gracious me.
Yeah, I feel like it was only 15 seconds ago that Looney got his 2nd death, and now he's back on his 6th spree. I mean, especially when he's running a sub. If your sub player's going off in Gibraltar, it makes it so much easier for your AR players to just comfortably set up. And once again, you could call it lazy, you could call it greedy, but Rise Nation could do whatever they want.
And Looney rotates early. He gets the points for the new hill pop. He gets more streaks. 4 players go down. Enigma 6, this is not good. This is not what we expected. We talked about whether that CTF could be a swing. I think, honestly, we may see a record set here in World War II for the biggest beating in hardpoint.
Biggest beating and quickest hardpoint game.
Yes, I think Rise Nation may take 2 and 1 here, Revan.
All right, Method's trying to close this one out, holding down the lane as you see Enigma 6 trying to push up both sides of the map, but not a lot of cover to work with. They're not converting the kills as they only need 26 more points, Rise Nation, to close this one out, taking the series 3-1. As kills going in their favor. Looks like they could possibly be like 1 point short, maybe, depending on how the game timer ticks down, but still same position as last time we were talking about this upcoming hard point.
Yeah,
they could fight head on because they have streaks.
If I'm Rise Nation, I just call in all of my streaks off rotation, just drop everything you possibly have. It doesn't even matter. Methods picks up another double. He's working towards more streaks. 17 and 6 is his stat line. He's on a 6 streak. A minute 57. Right. The kills come through. Ladies and gentlemen, that was quite possibly the quickest hard point you're going to see all World War II season at a competitive level.
What a show that was put on by this new Rise Nation. Now we got an expert on the desk. Chance, what did you actually see going down in this matchup that really impressed you? Are you impressed? Are you sold on this new Rise roster?
Yeah, well, not entirely. E6, I think, was bottom of the barrel for this pool. There was not a question going in, and I pointed out at the first, I think if you have one player in your team that's just going to be low KD, low engagements, your hard point is going to be atrocious. And there were 3 players that had just, you know, horrendous performances in the hard point. So they look good in the CTF and their search and destroy. They were okay, not